So this isn't where you're expecting to see the Mini. You're hoping to see it flying down or flying on the dyno. We had some problems. Let me show you what we've been up to. Unfortunately, the Mini wet itself on the dyno. Spilled all the coolant and another problem too. So let me just flick you in, or I'll jump in the car and show you what we've been up to. Or what happened, shall we say. So I've taken off the upper coolant housing thing, and I'll show you what happened. So this AN line goes round the side, and then that goes to the oil cooler donut. That pipe has been the cause of all my misery. That's the same pipe that I accidentally routed to the breather on the electric water pump kit and put all coolant in the block. And now it flew off the connection up there and ended the dyno session. So I'll show you what the plan is to fix it. That's the corresponding end where it loops around the engine to there. It's a push on fit, and that's the issue, is the fact that it's a push on fit. So if you watch any of my other videos, I've replaced every single line on the car with aluminium AN fittings. So not a single leak, nothing. Of course, the one push foot one let us down. This is the offending article. This one. I think part of the issue is it's not even flanged. It's just a straight connection. So that is part of this. AN16 into it, obviously filler neck, and then this port here had that into it, and that was where that pipe connected. So my solution to fix it, let me show you. I've ordered some little spares, straight AN10 fitting, an Orb 8 to dash 10, that screws into there. In hindsight, this is what I should have done, but hindsight. Got a spare right angle in my existing fittings, so that will go onto there. Obviously that won't be that short, and then I'm going to run in one continuous loop all the way round to the oil cooler donut, and I've got an AN10 mild steel well done fitting. So I'm going to TIG that onto the oil cooler donut, and obviously the straight will go on the other end, and we'll have full AN line. So see how that goes. I've got to get the oil cooler off now, the oil filter off, the sandwich plate, all of that, and then going to have a look at welding this fitting on, making the pipes the easy bit. So right, catch up before I get on and fix the coolant line issue. The other thing that stopped us on the dyno, which was more crucially the main issue, was we were getting the fuel pump dying. So Paul was trying to get it running up and it kept cutting out, losing fuel pressure. The pump was screaming as well, and come to think of it now, of course that wasn't normal, but I didn't really question it at the time. So the fuel pump was knackered, and that was basically what stopped us on the day. So a new fuel pump has already been put in. So I've got the cradle and filter cradle thing there. Little bronze inline filter into the pump, through there into the filter, under the tank, up to the back of the car, fuel pressure regulator, injectors, so on and so forth. So two things that I noticed. When I disconnected this unit to get the fuel pump out, obviously I drained the fuel tank. Fuel was stale and horrible, stank, and loads of bits came out as well. So obviously I spilled a bit of fuel, and on this alloy plate down here, there was all little bits of like jelly. And that bronze filter in here was absolutely packed full of it. So I think that's essentially starved the pump of fuel, and then the fuel pump has essentially burnt itself out. It was still working, but it wasn't working as it should. And another thing, you can probably just make out, this has got an in and an out on it, and it was actually fitted the wrong way around. I don't think that was a crucial part in the pump breaking, but obviously it was still wrong, so rectified all that. I've upgraded the pump as well, so instead of a Cytec pump now, we've got an AEM one, so more than twice the price. So I'm hoping I won't have any issues with this one. Also, you might not be able to see, but oh yeah, you can see all the crud in the tank. That's what old fuel does, so I've got to clean all that out. And hopefully that should be that issue fixed. Right, onto the coolant line. Okay, so got the oil cooler donut thing off. Got the vernier calipers out. I've measured the internal diameter of that, and I've measured this, which was both 12mm. So I marked up obviously the one I want to weld it to. I've got some 12mm bar, and obviously I've pushed that into there. It was a nice snug fit, and I've slid that fitting on, so that should hold that perfectly in position where I need it to be. So I'm gonna have a go at tigging that on now. Tungsten sharp. Yeah, let's crack on. There's the finished article. I've only TIG welded about, well, probably once. So it's pretty poor, but I've welded on the fitting. I don't think it's going to leak. There's a few sort of bits of porosity. I did sort of grind them back a bit. I mean, we'll soon find out if it leaks, won't we? But I'm hoping that's good. So wish me luck. Back on the trailer for take 2 on the dyno. Fresh fuel. The new fuel pump is way quieter, so pleased with that. I had it idling for about 15-20 minutes last night. No issues at all. The new coolant line that I've ran in there, you can see that disappears up round the back, and then as I've shown you, that connects up in there. I've put this different engine cover on, so it's a bit easier to check the oil and stuff, because with the Perspex cover you have to take out the seat. It won't come out the back window. It's a pain in the ass. So with this, obviously I can just take out that little panel. It's just, you can't see as much of the engine aesthetically. So let's get it back to TPW, see what it does. it.